All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our weekly Team Passion Zoom call. It is Monday, April 25th. So thank you for joining us live, and to all of you that are catching the recording, thank you. Make sure you tell your team about this call every week. We are here same time, same place, same link, always, 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 unless we have a trip or summit or something like that's happening. But other than that, we are always here. So make sure that if you are a newer coach and this is your first call, or like one of your first 3 calls, listen to this one and then work your way backwards. So these are always loaded to the Team Passion Training YouTube channel. So if you go to YouTube and you type in Team Passion Training, all one word, that is our channel, and you want to subscribe to it. You'll get a notification every time a new video is uploaded, and you can always have these videos here for you. We probably have over 100 videos for you to watch. Not all Zoom calls like this, but there's training videos that I have done, that other teammates have done, that are on this channel. So it is a wealth of information, so much good stuff. So any questions that you have, any struggles that you're feeling, chances are it is going to be answered in a Zoom call. So I would take some time and go back and listen to as many as you can and take notes. I remember being a very new coach, and I just soaked in all of the training that I could. Anything, I went back to national wake-up calls. Whatever was out there for me, I would take at least an hour a day and I would just learn. So I've been posting that a lot in the team page this week. Make sure you're being a student. You are your CEO of your own business now. This is very different from anything that you have ever done. I don't care if you did another direct selling or you've been in sales all your life. This is very different from anything that you have ever done. So you need to study, and you need to learn, and you need to know the ins and outs of this business, and you need to know that there are going to be many ups and downs in this business, more downs than ups, but the ups make it all worth it. So please make sure you're being a student and that you know your business. If you're the CEO knows his or her business inside and out. Okay, so tonight I am super excited to have Andrea share with us. It's like dinner time, feeding time. I'm sure some animals are being fed right behind us, right behind her at this time. But she was kind enough to take the time, and on day 1 of the reset, I will add, taking some time to share with us a little bit about, how to, I love this topic because we're always talking about how to set goals, and I think one of the reasons why we don't set bigger goals is because we're afraid to fail, right? So Andrea hit a huge goal in her business on Thursday, and I actually was like, oh my gosh, 5 minutes before she posted that, I said, Monday night, I really want to do a training on goal setting, but in a different way, like getting over that hump of making your goal happen. So I reached right out. I'm like, oh my gosh, can you train on this? Because it was just perfect timing. So we have 3-star diamond Andrea Otley here to share with you all about setting a goal and overcoming some obstacles and challenges to make that happen. So thank you, Andrea, and take it away.
Okay, hello. Yeah, so it is 6:06 here for me in Oregon, and yeah, I got home. I have to take Paxton to school, and we got home about 3:30. I was so happy that my vegan Shakeology showed up because I can't do the ultimate reset without the vegan Shakeology, so that was my afternoon snack. And then I met my husband down at the barn, and we jumped in his semi, and we had the belly dump hooked up, and we came up like a mile. And I run the loader, so I loaded. We hauled 2 loads of sand to my arena because I'm working on getting better footing for my horses. So we did that, and then I made him kick me out at the driveway. I trucked it up. I already had my salmon and my asparagus and my potatoes all almost ready. I nuked them for like 5 minutes, and I scarfed it down so I could bust it over here. So I'm at the school. You can see the books because where I live, the internet is crap. and I didn't want to risk me, like going out or anything. So I came up here to the school to use the internet. So I live in the middle of nowhere, and I've been coaching for 4 years, and that's probably the biggest message I'm sure that Nicole has drilled in everybody is you can't make excuses. You just get this done. So I am I'm a full-time Beachbody coach. I work part-time hours, but I make a very full-time income at this. And so the goal that I hit last Thursday that I set was to my actual earned paycheck without any bonuses or anything of $2,000 for 1 week. So that was the goal that I hit in the middle of nowhere with bad internet and and just nothing is going to stop me from making that happen. So that's probably like the first clue to your success is I hear them all we all do, but no excuses. You have to end it right there with excuses for why you can't make it work. It took me, okay, so how I want to talk about this today as far as goal setting goes is just explain to you like the learning process that's been for me. Right in the beginning, like Nicole was saying when she opened the call, as a new coach, you just get on and you do all the trainings that you can do. And at the time, Nicole was teaching goal setting very live. Like she would do 30-day groups, and like Shalene Johnson's 30-day push had just come out right then, and we were on it, like goal setting. I learned how to do it. I learned how to write out my top 10 goals and just committed to that every single week. And so it seemed like sometimes they would work really well. Like I would set a goal and just maybe a Success Club 10 or whatever. And I would hit it very, very easily. And then there were some times when I failed big time. So I just wanted to kind of go over goal setting, but kind of add that little extra element of, like that missing link. Like maybe you can just listen to the journey of my business and kind of pick up some clues where you can go, oh, I could add that to my business, or I could make that work, or I could try that, or I totally get what she's talking about. So that means I'm on the right track. Because sometimes that happens. You've been doing a lot of personal development and you just need another coach who's kind of in your similar shoes to do it. And then you're like, okay, cool. That's what I've been doing. So I'm on the right track. So the thing about this that I'm really been learning, I think with my team lately, is there's nothing that we can just say that we can't just go do this exactly. I used to wish Nicole would tell me that. I wish she could go, okay, Andrea, you're going to do this and this and this and this, and then it's going to work. And you don't have to think, you just do it. And I just wanted that, but that doesn't exist because everybody's situations are so different. And the best thing that you can do is just learn how to take pieces of it and make it your own. And I think that's why I'm getting off on a small tangent, but I'll get back to goal setting, I promise. I think that's why when we copy posts, like we see, like somebody will have a really killer post and then the other person will copy it word for word and then theirs dies. And I think it's because it's not original. It's not from you. So you have to take the pieces that you learn from what people are doing, and then you have to just leave it and then sit down and formulate your own, like create your own business. You can't there's a system of duplication, but you can't copy anything. You have to create it for yourself. At least that's what I found to be true for what I had to do to like own it and get a sense of confidence for what I was doing. And then also for making it doable for your own self, and so that you are having fun with it too. So let's just talk about some goal setting for a second. And Nicole, if you want to just stop me or slow me down or ask me anything, then let me know too. So, okay. So your typical goal setting, if you haven't learned how to set goals, then you need to make that a huge priority if you're serious about this business. So just kind of a quick overview. You set the goal, right? You want to make it something that's going to stretch you, and you want to give it an end date. If you study this at all, you know that's true. And then you want to write it in the present tense. So I'm looking at some notes over here that I just jotted down to keep me on track. But let's say that you set you want to be diamond. So you say, I am diamond on June 16th, 2016. Okay, so it's just a few weeks in advance. It's very concrete. It's very clear. You know exactly what it is. So then you reverse engineer that, meaning you just break it down into just little pieces. You draw out your circles. You break it down so much that each day you can do maybe 3 things that are only going to take you about 30 minutes. So that's how you set a goal and then break it down into something that is actually a plan of action. And then after that, you just develop a system that you can easily do over and over and over each day, whether it's scheduling your hours. So you're not like, crap, it's 10 o'clock at night and I didn't do my thing to get me closer to my goal. You have to make it a system to where it's like automatic. It's as automatic as brushing your teeth. It's just built into your day. From there, you absolutely have to believe that it's possible with all your heart, and you have to visualize yourself achieving the goal. Now, I'm not clearly saying anything revolutionary or probably anything that you don't know, but I'm hoping that I can add some extra things, that missing link that helped me actually achieve a goal as big as a $2,000 paycheck in 1 week. I set a goal. I always had income goals, always, from day one. At first, it was $250. When I got there, then I moved it to $500. From there, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000. So I just keep setting income goals because that's what drives me, and that's what I like working towards. So that means something to me. I have failed at every single income goal that I've set more than once. But I don't care. Like, that's what makes me go forward. Is every month I'll sit down and write out my goals, and every week I'll sit down and write out my goals, and it's always a date on that income goal. And most of the time I don't hit it. And it doesn't mean that it's not realistic or not possible, but I set such a huge goal for myself that every single day I have to try as hard as I can, and I try so hard that I fail. So it's not like, when we say fail forward on goals, it's not like you set a goal that's unrealistic and you write it down and then you forget about it. Like that's all you do. Like, you get to that reverse engineering part and you do every single thing in your absolute power to make it happen. And then it's still not enough because you just haven't grown into that big enough of a person yet. That's what I mean by failing forward. It's like you just flat can't give anymore. It's the same thing as when you're doing your workout, and let's say you're doing bicep curls and you get to whatever that failing rep is, and then you try to do another rep and you can't anymore. That's how you grow your muscles and grow your body. It's exactly the same thing for goal setting. You have to set a big enough goal, and then you have to stretch yourself enough each and every single day that you're actually growing into a bigger and bigger person, so that when that, like for me, I was excited, of course, to earn $2,000, but I wasn't surprised. Like, I feel like I deserve it because I work really, really hard, and I know that I stretched myself that far. And I'm happy, but I know that I failed forward to get to that point. And it was almost like it was easy, but it wasn't. But it was like, cool. When I added up my numbers and I saw that number, I'm like, that happened because I worked hard for it. So that's another thing that I want to say. When you set a goal, like when I write it down in my notebook and then I shut the notebook, and it's like, when I'm messaging people and talking to people and talking to my team, I'm not thinking about my goal for a second. I'm thinking about the system and all the activities that I need to do for the day, so that it comes to the end of the day and it's like, oh, I almost could have done a little bit more, but not, I just can't do any more. And that's what I'm thinking about every single day, is absolutely adding value to my challenge groups, trying to find as many people as I possibly can. In the beginning, we learn, okay, talk to 3 people a day, talk to 5 people a day, whatever. Baloney, man, I'm talking to as many people as my time will allow and have quality conversations with people. Like, I can't get my message out to enough people. And all those things lead up to hitting that goal, whether it's a rank goal or income or whatever you want to do that way. Let me see here. What else do I have written down? Okay, so I do take some time when I'm not working, when I'm not actually inviting or talking to people. I'm not doing my business building activities. When I'm in a state of thinking about my goals, I do a ton of imagining what it would be like, what it would actually feel like to hit that goal. Like, I imagined every day forever what it would feel like to have $2,000 deposited into my account for 1 week. All the things, like what I'm going to do with the money, what it will feel like, what it will look like, until I have consumed myself enough with it that it already happened. And that's how come I wasn't surprised. It felt like it already had happened before when I saw those numbers. And that's just one example. I've got my whole process along the way to get to this point has been that type of thing, just imagining what it would feel like and living in that realm so much that when it actually materializes, it's like, dude, I have been here before. This has already happened. I know what it feels like. So that's huge. And when you see, this is another thing that you always want to be adding this in. When we do recognition on Thursdays or whenever, I know it pops in every single day, but it's really heavy on Thursdays with rank advancements and pay and all of that. If you see another person hitting the goal that you're after, just with all your muster, congratulate them. And then again, it's another opportunity for you to imagine. You're like, wow, I know her. There's a couple of people, I won't be saying any names, but there's a couple people that I do that with every single week. I'm like, wow, I love seeing her numbers. I wonder, I know her. I can know what it was like. It's real. It can really happen because she's doing it. So that's proof that I'm going to do it too. And I know what it feels like. So instead of like putting this taboo thing against it by saying, oh, that'll never happen, or, oh, I wish it would happen. I mean, it's all part of it to really get yourself in there and imagine so much that it actually feels like it's already a done deal. So a lot of times too, I'm going to switch gears just for a second, but a lot of times, more times than not, you have to deal with, at least I think this is true. This is what it was for me. There'll be a ton of negativity that comes along. So, negative and positive are just opposites of each other. If there's positive, then there's negative. Absolutely a law of the universe. So if there's an up, there's going to be a down. It's just the way it is. And the sooner that you can come to terms with that, and then when anything happens that you would label a negative, you can learn to become in a position where you can look at that and go, wow, well, that's interesting that happened. Instead of like, being on this wave of emotional, it's learning how to deal with your emotions and get to a place where if something bad happens, it's not that you're happy, but it's like, I'm surviving this. I can still imagine what it's going to be like to hit my goal, and I can still have control of myself even though this bad thing is happening right now. And I don't care what it is. It could be something going on with your family life, like all your family is against you from being a Beachbody coach and they're like not believing in you or anything. Or maybe it's your rock star coach that you've been helping all along and they quit. It's happened to me, and it'll happen to every single person. And the sooner that you can learn that's why personal development is so crucial. The sooner you can learn to deal with those things that come along, then you can handle failing forward with your goals. That's huge. I think it's a process. It's not like you can hear me talking and go, oh, cool, I'll do that from now on. It's something that you'll have to practice Because usually when negative things happen, we feel bad. And I'm not saying don't feel bad, but what I'm saying is watch yourself feel bad. From like, this is totally impossible to explain, but watch yourself feeling bad from like the third person so that you can care for yourself and go, okay, it'll be okay. Like, what's the worst thing that's going to happen, and get there so that you can turn it around and then start having things that you can feel grateful for and start building again on that positive journey. Because the whole law of attraction thing, like attracts like, that's real. And if you're spending a lot of time in a negative situation, making excuses, complaining, believing that it's never going to happen, but telling yourself it will, like not being truthful, you're keeping your goal farther in the distance. The more that you can feel positive and in alignment with whatever that goal is, and whatever it takes, whether it's meditation or just getting out, maybe going for a run or a walk, being outside, putting on music and just meditating, whatever that is to get you into that mental place. It's so internal. And there's nothing I can say that would make you guys know that, except for just hear my words, maybe take some notes, and then go out and practice it. And just be aware the next time a negative situation comes along, you can go, okay, cool, I can practice this now. And you'll probably fail. And then you're like, cool, next time I can do it. It's just a process that just happens over and over and over again. And I'm a coach that's totally obsessed. I'm obsessed with Beachbody and being the best I can be and helping as many people as I can help and spreading the message, because I love it so much. I love the products. I love what they've done for me. I love the results that I see people getting, and I can't stay still about it. And the same thing with the income opportunity. I'm making enough money right now that I can't quit being a Beachbody coach and go get another job. There's nothing that I qualify for. I don't qualify for anything that I could replace my income. And it's all because I love working out and eating healthy and helping other people. Are you kidding me? Like, there's no skill there's no job that would hire me for the skills that I have that would equate to that kind of paycheck. And all it is you going out there, setting goals and doing this. That's it. And just sticking with it long enough. You have to hit Success Club, and you have to rank, advance, and grow your team. You have to teach your team to hit Success Club too. And that's it. That's it. You just set those goals, and you make a decision, and you do it, and you quit the excuses, and you do whatever it takes, and you cry, and you laugh, and you have fun, and you hate it, and it's all good. It's all good.
Andrea, can I interrupt you for a quick second?
Yeah, I think that's all I had.
Okay. Can you talk to the fact that about like hitting the goal, like setting the goal, setting a date, and then not hitting it? Like, I see a lot of people who have set their diamond date over and over and over again, and then they shy away from giving me their new date because they've failed so many times. Like, what would you say to those people who are going through that internal struggle?
I can only say for me, but there were times when I would set a date, and then it would come and go, and I would feel like icky about it, but I had to get real with myself. That's probably the biggest thing, is to get real with yourself and go, did I do all that I could do to hit the goal? And if you didn't, then maybe make a, journal and make a list of all the things you could have done, but you didn't. And I am not kidding you. You cannot feel bad about it. That's the first, like, if you start to do that and you're shying away from it because you feel bad, like you're disappointing Nicole, or you're disappointing yourself, or any of that negativity, you got to go somewhere to do some personal development to get rid of that as quickly as you can, so that you can come from an objective place and go, okay, the only reason why I didn't hit it by that date was because I didn't do these 5 things. I'm just going to set a new date. I'm wiser now, and I'm going to do those 5 things, and I'm going to try harder every single day. And that's why I think you shouldn't have like dates that are way, you can't have like 5 years from now you're going to be diamond or whatever. You can, you can be like, I'm going to be 15 star in 5 years, but you got to break it down so that you at least have a quarterly goal and then a monthly goal and a weekly goal so that you can stay on track better. Does that?
Yeah. And I think one of the notes I made from listening to you in the beginning was breaking down to actionable steps to do in 30 minutes a day, working towards that goal. So I think if like you said, if you write that goal down and then you close your notebook and then all week you pull out those steps that you need to do each day in those 30 minutes, that's all you're focusing on. Like, you're not focusing on the goal. You're focusing on, okay, I set this goal, yes, but the way to get there is this 30-minute block that I set aside for this particular goal, and that's all you're focusing on. And you're not worrying about the outcome, you're worrying about the actionable steps that you're doing so that you can put your head on the pillow at night and go, yeah, I did my 30 minutes of those things. So it's almost like you can say to yourself, well, it's not my fault that I didn't reach those goals because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you get to that date and the goal didn't happen, you have to go, okay, was this my fault or was it not my fault? If I did every single thing that I could do, it wasn't my fault, and I'll get it next. I've done that a ton of times. And I've also done it the other way where I've set the goal and I didn't do it. Because in the beginning, I'm still a hot mess, but in the beginning I was a very hot mess. I didn't even know where to start. And I had to clean out I had to get rid of so many things to make a space for this to happen. I had to say no to a lot of activities that I was doing, and I had to stop a lot of things to make the space for this to happen. And that was what would I'd run out of time. I'd get to the end, the day that the goal was supposed to happen, and I didn't achieve it, and I ran out of time. I'm like, screw this, I'm not running out of time anymore. I'm going to clear it off, and it's going to become a priority. So it's just a process that has to happen.
Yeah. Anyone have any questions?
They got this. They're goal setting ready.
They better be. I think we drill it in enough. No.
And there's no new thing under the sun. I still think Chalene Johnson's 30-day push. I mean, that is a starting place to learn how to do it.
Yep. I'm running right now a personal, what am I running? Oh, a goal setting group. And I revamped it because I opened it last year and I revamped it. And I think a lot of people are in it. And that was my first thing. I'm like, I don't care how many times you've done 30daypush.com. Your first thing in this group is to do 30daypush.com again. And I think I've done it 8 times. And I think the more time, every time I do it, it just gets better and better. I get better and better. And I have a whole goal setting PDF as well that's out there that I will post on the page, but it's just my notes from Chalene Johnson's 30-day push. But I'll post that for you guys too on the team page. But yeah, I'm actually training in a couple weeks to the Northeast region leadership page, and he was like, what do you want to train on? I'm like, I am a goal setting queen. Let's do this. Like, I just want to get that out there. So know that you guys have that on your team. You have me. Andrea has purchased not just 30-day push, but other Chalene programs. So she is also a Chalene lifer. So there are many of us on the page. Amy, just so many of us that can help with goal setting. Like, please ask, because if there's like something you're confused on and you're like, I don't really understand my push goal, I don't really understand reverse engineering, like, we got you. We are Chalene. We will talk through Chalene to you.
And don't get hung up in that process either. So what if you don't understand your push goal? Just freaking pick something and go after it.
Yeah.
So you need to understand it, but don't let that be something that's stopping you too. You're getting so bogged down in these details of how to set goals and when to set goals and all blah, blah, blah. Like, that should take you no time. The work is what should take you the time. I learned that too, because I don't even think I do it right, but I don't care. I just know what I want and I'm going after it. So it like that it factor, I think, is an internal drive in yourself and a decision. And you just got to find it in you, and it just comes through personal development. It really does.
Yeah. And throwing those excuses away, like Andrea talked about in the beginning. I mean, she literally lives in the middle of nowhere, literally. Like, and it's just, you have to throw them all. I don't know enough people. I've run out of my list. I don't have enough time. I'm a mom. I work 3 jobs. Yes, yes, we hear you. We all have those challenges as well. So you just have to push through them. Yeah. You have
Yeah.
to know. I mean, I posted in the team page today, like, do you really know why you truly want to be successful in this business? Like, you have to know that deep down in order to push through all those excuses.
Yeah, because if you're making a lot of excuses like that, like those ones we hear all the time, then there's something else that's going on that you need to uncover. Because the people who are successful at this, they don't care about any of that, and they don't talk about it either. So you got to, let's just become aware of your language. And then if you're making those excuses, figure out how to dig in deeper and go, okay, why am I making these excuses? What do I need to learn about myself and uncover? And even if you ask yourself, I've been in those places where I was like, do I really want this? Do I even want to do this? And I think like an objective question like that is fine, because you need the honesty to come out so that you quit fighting yourself, I think.
I think Amy has asked, in some journal entries that I've seen her post over the years, she's asked herself that question and then reversed it to like, well, what would I do if I didn't have this every day? And that's when, tears start flowing, like, oh my gosh, like, take Beachbody out of your life. What?
You get to that point where
Yeah.
it's like,
And then, yeah. Yeah. If you ask yourself that question, but then say, what if tomorrow I quit Beachbody and didn't have it anymore? And journal that.
absolutely. Yeah. And I know not everybody is income driven for sure, but I mean, that's definitely been such an eye-opening experience, because in the very beginning, my first goal was there's a goal. Day one, April 16th, 2012, that was like my first goal when I pushed be a coach. It was to earn enough to quit my full-time job. I knew I wasn't going to do it instantly, but that was my goal. And I just needed to learn how to do that. And so then when that happened, I was like, cool, I got this little gig I got going on that I earn enough money that replaces a full-time income. I mean, who gets that life? And it was like that for quite a while, even when I was making, like $3,000 to $4,000 a month. It's like, cool, I got this part-time gig going. It pays me full-time hours. But now, and I imagine you were in that point too, where it just like that tipping point where you're like, I can't go get another job. like I can't go get another job. There's nothing that I would have to go back. I don't know. What would I do? I have no idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, Mark and I look at statistics all the time. Like, we make more than doctors and lawyers who went to school for 12 plus years and are in crazy student loan debt. Like, and we make more than that. Like, it's just like, what? I don't get it. Like, I don't get, like, and you have to pinch yourself every once in a while. And you do have to know that it's been, for me, it's been 6 years of just doing the work every day, no matter what. I don't care what's happening in my life and other people's lives. This is all on me. This is my responsibility. I need to do better. I need to become a better coach, a better leader, a better mom, a better wife, a better parent. Like, all of it, I need to do better. And it's all on me. Every single day when I flip the switch to my Beachbody business, it is all my responsibility. Yes, I have a team of all of you that I love dearly and rely on, but if you all go away, it's on me. Like, I can't rely on you every day. I know many of you aren't going anywhere, but I'm just saying, like, I can't put my whole life in your hands. So it's me every day. And that's another thing that us as leaders, it's like, well, I don't want to be a star diamond because I have to rely on everybody else. No, don't look at it like that. You have to get better at your recruiting and find more people and not push the ones that are there that aren't wanting to do it yet. So you have to come through and realize that it's still always on you.
But what a relief.
Yeah.
That's what I think. You have your everything, your future is in your hands.
Yeah.
You don't have, you don't get to blame anybody else. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing, not a bad thing.
Yeah. Any questions, comments? Hi, Danny. Yes, control the controllable for sure, Sarah. That's it. That's it. All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for riding your horse to the library with your computer for us. Just kidding. She's like, it was sort of like that. I was on a wagon. No. But I appreciate this. I know this is a tough time for you, so we totally appreciate your time. So thank you and congratulations. And I can't wait to see you in a few short months. And yes, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye.